right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And salutations to the elect, pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. In this particular video, I want to touch on World War III and the draft, just very briefly. I'm not going to make this too long of a video, but we're going to open up with Revelations 11 and 14. We're going to get a few precepts, and we're going to play a little bit of Steve Ram's video. If you haven't heard of this guy, it's a heathen that brings out, some good information. So if not, just subscribe to him, if you want to. If you have a lack of things, to talk about or whatever, his video should help give you something to talk about. He's talks about a lot of politics and what's going on with World War III, Biden dropping out, new candidates, things like that. So if you want to subscribe to him. All right, let's open up with Revelations 11 and 14, and we read, the second woe was past. The second woe is talking about the Second World War. Now that has passed. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So the Third World War is coming very quickly, and we see it on the rise right now. And so this proves that what? A third world war will happen. It's prophesied that World War III will happen. All right? There will be no World War IV, 5, 6, all the way up to 17. This is the last war right here for this kingdom. All right? And in World War III, when the missiles are shot off, hey, we're getting beamed up out of here. Lord willing, we be a part of that number. But I grabbed this to prove that what? The Third World War is prophesied. And how would this Third World War be fought? It's going to be fought with nuclear missiles. This is going to be a nuclear war. Let's get Isaiah 9 and 5 and we read. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So the old wars was fought with, your men on the field, their men on the field. Y'all got swords and shields, and all type of other weaponry, archers and so forth and so on. They call their command, charge. He charges. Saw that 300 movie where the 300 was at the hot gates and Xerxes' armies came in. That was with confused noise, a lot of screaming, a lot of shields clicking and clacking together, orders being called out, people getting cut, stabbed, a lot of screaming going on, people being maimed, thrust through. You see that? That was with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, very bloody battle. But this war is not going to be like that. Well, in the beginning, it's going to be a conventional war, boots on the ground, people shooting at each other, so forth and so on. And America's going to lose terribly. All right. America's going to bring back that draft. All right. And quickly after, the fighting, I ain't going to say it's done, but very quickly within World War III, it will turn what? Into a nuclear war. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. See that? That's getting into a nuclear war. All right. And guess who's going to be fighting this Guess who's going to be fighting this war in the beginning? You niggas, man. All right, there's going to be heathens too, but you Negroes out here, yeah, you're going to be sent over there too. Bloody Mike and bloody Rah-Rah going around terrorizing the neighborhood, selling drugs and cracking cocaine to their people, trying to plot on a brother's wife and so forth and so on. Yeah, they're going to be drafted over there. All right, which he's giving a little military draft update. Not too long ago, they passed a bill that men 18 to 26 have to sign up for selective service, I believe. All right, and that's going to move into the military draft. All right, this is Joel chapter 2 and 20, and we read, but I will remove far off from you the northern army. This is America, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate. This land that America is going to be in is Saudi Arabia. All right, and we're going to prove this with his face toward the East Sea. All right, that East Sea is talking about the Euphrates coming into the Persian Gulf, as you see. And his hinder part toward the utmost sea. All right, this is the utmost sea, the Red Sea. You see it right there? And this puts you where? In Saudi Arabia. All right. And it says a land that's barren and desolate. Well, that's true because 80 to 90% of Saudi Arabia is desert. There's hardly no vegetation there, right? So that's that land that's barren and desolate right here. So, but what happened? And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. America's going to go over there and get slaughtered. You see that? America's going to go over there and get straight slaughtered. And guess who's going to be over there fighting within that war? Yeah, that's right, you niggas. Heathens too, but I'm focusing on you niggas, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right? So this is how the scene going to look in the future. Let's start with 32. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 32 when we read. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. See that? In the wars, America's gonna bring that draft back. And husbands and sons are going to be sent over there, and they're going to be put to death. And they're not coming back in a casket with the American flag over it and had people saluting on top of it. No, they're going to be sent over there. They're going to die. They're going to be left over there on the ground some goddamn way. And it's going to be a shortage of men over here in America. A very scarce amount of men. It reminds me of the scripture Isaiah 13 and 12. And a man shall be more precious than fine gold, even the golden wedge of Ophir. If I'm saying that correctly, just roughly paraphrasing the scripture. But a man is going to be more precious than fine gold. And that's really getting into the man of the Lord. But there's going to be a shortage of men out here, man. You see that? So if you don't repent, hey, you're going to get destroyed in this third world war. You're going to be sent over there and destroyed. Or you're going to be left over here and go through everything that's going to happen over here and then get nuked. All right? Because very quickly, this conventional war is going to turn nuclear. Right? All right. We're going to grab this and we're going to exit. I'm not going to make this too long of a video. I want to prove any other points. I have a few notes right here. Let's play this a little bit of this video and we'll exit out.
A lot going on with military drafts right now. Now, we've already seen a bill with the United States that was passed in the House of Representatives suggesting that there should be an auto draft or a auto registration for those 18 to 26 that passed in the House of Representatives. In addition to that, we're going to be discussing more on the draft here in just a second. The United States today, July the 2nd, 2024, we're hearing is preparing for more war, as we're hearing that the United States has announced $2.3 billion is going to be sent in military assistance to Ukraine as they are preparing more funds to go out to support more war. So that is going on. Now, regarding the draft, and we've heard all this stuff about the United States, we've got 1/10 of the reserves that we had 50 years ago when we last had a draft. In addition to that, articles coming out that Israel's conscription rule stokes ultra-Orthodox fury, as they are now saying they're going to be doing a draft. And if you are even an Orthodox Jew that is trying to be studying the scriptures or a priesthood, you still got to go to war. So that is happening with Israel. And right now there is chaos with this that's taking place. Now, in addition to that, listen to this. The Kremlin is sending migrants to go dig trenches for their war in occupied parts of Ukraine. What if the United States did that? We're hearing Russia is saying, enlist all of the immigrants in the country. We're going to go send them to go support our war and dig. Do you think the United States should do that? Should we send our immigrants that have been entering in? We're hearing a lot of them coming in illegally. What if we sent them out for war? If you think...
You see that? you northern tribe coming over here, man. Yeah, a lot of you is coming over here to be judged, to die in a race war, die in a civil war, or to be drafted, to go over there and fight in the wars and be put to death. All right. As you see, they're talking about uh already sending you. Is that a good thing? Should they send, illegal immigrants over there to fight in their war? And as you see, as soon as he asked the question, you got people saying, yes, yeah, definitely. Hey, man, if if you don't know what's happening between, Russia and America, I'll briefly go over it. Then we'll listen to about 2 more minutes of this video, and then we'll just exit this. But not too long ago, Putin told America that they need to talk. Very urgent talk. Why did he want this talk? Is because he's actually in a war with Ukraine. Ukraine is getting funded by America. As a matter of fact, Biden just said that he's going to send another $2.3 billion over there to help them fight their war with Russia. Now Russia's pissed about this, man, because Ukraine has been receiving weapons, ammunition, food, money, so forth and so on. Now he didn't want Ukraine to start using American missiles over there in their war. So he wanted to talk with America. But before that talk even took place, which it didn't take place, Biden gave Zelensky, which is the president of Ukraine, the stamp of approval to start using U.S. weapons over there. And that's exactly what Zelensky did. They shot over 5 missiles in Crimea, which were shot down by Russia. And the debris fell on a beach in Sevastopol, which is one of the largest cities, or the largest city at Crimea, and killed 5 people. It was 4 or 5 people, including children within that, and injured 151 other people. See that? And Russia's pissed about that. So Putin came out and said, okay, you want to arm our enemies? We're going to arm your enemies, starting with North Korea, Cuba, and Venezuela. So you got World War III tensions heightening. Meanwhile, July 4th was yesterday, and you got our people shaking their ass, twerking to the Independence Day, even though that day they was in the field getting the flesh beat off their back, but they want to go out and drink and party and commit adultery and do all types of drugs. All right. When Russia sent over nuclear submarines over there to Cuba, the 66 miles from off the coast of Florida. But our people want to party and bullshit. You see that? And talks about World War III, and that nuke talk is being brought up. Russia also said that they're debating on a nuclear explosion demonstration. Should they do that? To explode a nuke just to show the power of their nukes. Now, people are talking about EMPs and so forth and so on, because these nuclear missiles has gotten so strong that they can't detonate them on nowhere on the planet Earth. It's going to fuck some shit up. Excuse my Swedish. They said 1 missile, the SS-8, and 2, the Sarmata 2, can destroy the state of Texas. Right? Now, where the hell do you go to test that detonation? That's too big of a nuclear missile. So after the nuclear missiles have gotten to a certain amount of strength, they had the computer simulate the explosions and the destruction that the nuclear missile will have. That's how powerful they got. But these talks are happening. Our people shaking their ass doing whatever they want, man.
That we should do that here in the United States, put a 1. If you think no, that is not okay, put a 2 in the comments. But we're hearing that's actually taking place in Russia.
No. Should we send the illegal immigrants that's coming over here? Should we send them straight over there to war? They left one war zone, running from gangs and all that other shit, and people eating each other and shit. Because in Venezuela, damn, what am I? Yeah, over there in Venezuela, they have like that it's inflation to the point where you got people having stacks on stacks of money to just buy like rice, a bag of rice, and a few more vittles so they can eat. People are starting to sell. Well, they've been starting selling rotten meat, killing the zoo animals, selling zoo animals. You see that? Women starting to sell that box for food. Go to Haiti, which is not too far from that. You got cannibal gangs, all right? Cannibal gangs. You heard that correctly. Gangs that if they catch you, well, you know what they do with you. No, you the food. You on the menu. You see that? They leave over there, come over here, and now you have people over here talking about, hey, should we send them over there to fight the war? Look at all these people. Yes, yeah, definitely. Yup. Yes. He said throw ones if that's a yes. One. Absolutely. 100. One. You see that? Hey, man. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, hey, you ain't safe, man. This is not your rest. You're going to find out very quickly. All right? That draft is coming back. And you, the people who came over here for a better life, you northern tribes, man, you might get sent over here to fight in this war.
Russia right now. Now, in addition to that, speaking of Russia, listen to this. We're also hearing that recently in the debates, former President Donald Trump said that he will be.
All right, now, if you want to look at the rest of that, he's going to get off into other things. If you want to look at the rest of that, it's breaking military draft update. USA prepares for more war. And as you see, the ones just keep pouring in. All right, you got 1, 2. Yeah, you got
able to end the war with Russia and Ukraine in a single day. Well, we got a response right now from Putin's UN ambassador, and he said, not a chance. He said that Trump might be making these claims, but there is no way we are too far into this war now.
See, that's the spirit. Let me rewind that real quick. Salakia for jumping the gun. Well, Trump came out and said, in one day he's going to, if he was president, he'll basically, how would you say, bring the tensions down for World War III. Putin said, nope, that's too late. Y'all done too much. All right, it reminds me of Isaiah 13th chapter where it says that, the Medes, which is really talking about Russia in that case, because the Edomites came and took over that land, pushed, the children of Japhet out, which are the original Medes, pushed them out that land. So when it's talk about the Medes in that chapter, it's talking about the Russians. And it says, and he shall stir up the Medes. As you see, they're getting stirred up right now. And it says, which will not regard silver or gold. They ain't going to regard no silver, no gold, no none of that. So, hey, as we see, you can't pay these people off. They just want destruction, all right? But anyway, I hope it was edifying. I'm going to play this a little bit and I'll exit it out.
We will be able to end the war with Russia and Ukraine in a single day. Well, we got a response right now from Putin's UN ambassador, and he said, not a chance. He said that Trump might be making these claims, but there is no way we are too far into this war now. There is no way that former President Donald Trump's intervention will cause this war to end, that it is too far in. And as I mentioned, with that taking place, we're actually hearing that today. President Joe Biden has said that they're going to be sending an additional $2.3 billion across the seas.
All right. If you want to look at the rest of this video, there you go. But I hope it was edifying. And with that, shalom.